Hello, learners. I welcome you all once again for a very thought provoking session which talks today on cybersecurity. I think security is a very important ingredient when you talk about the organization, when you talk about your home, when you talk about anything. So, how much secure you are, what pedagogy you're going to adopt, what are the ways by which your organization going to be secured, your customer data is going to be secured, your organization uh, inventory is going to be secure, or your employee data is going to be secure. So this cyber security talks about the cyber threats, the cyber crime, which used to be governed online because the whole world is moving from brick and mortar system to click and mortar system, and we have seen that there is a great impact of online. So, and rather we can say the electronic way of doing the things, and how much secure you are. This cyber security talks about that. So, prior to going into the depth of this topic, I just want to throw a light that this is part of a course called BCOS 184 e-commerce, which comes under the ambit of BCom program, or rather we can say the BCom online program. And this is a very contemporary course because it talks about the e-commerce, the various aspects of e-commerce, how the startup is going to be taken care, and how the young entrepreneurs or the grassroots entrepreneurs or the young first generation entrepreneurs can create their own entity and take care about the cyber security, because this is a very important ingredient and it's a need of an hour. So anyway, prior to going into the depth of this, I just want to very fastly share the data. I think there are two figures which are coming on the screen. One talks about number of breaches reported each year for last 8 years, and you see that the data breaching is now deteriorating with the change of time because the organization are cautious and they are taking care about the data and adhere to the GDPR rules, because general data protection regulation is very important aspect. So, and figure 2 talks about number of records lost each year for the last 8 years. So if you see that the number of records for each year is missing, and the reason is very clear that the data is in gigantic shape. The data is in, which we usually call the big data. So big data are the data which are in huge numbers, and it's very tough for the organization, very cumbersome for the organization to regulate the data. So what exactly the organization is doing, that they are the one who are just taking care of the data. So anyway, if you talk about the facts and figures, the biggest threat to your assets are actually the same threats that we worried about last year, 5 years ago, and in many cases even a decade ago. So what I mean to say, the threat was there in the past. It was in a brick and mortar mode. It was manually recorded, manually but now since the data size is very high, because majority of things are moving through online mode, so that is where the cyber security is very important. So only a handful of attacks truly use sophisticated mission impossible techniques, and when a criminal is trying to hack an organization, they won't reinvent the wheel unless absolutely needed, and cyber criminals tend to seek the highest returns in the shortest time with the least risk. So that is where, because there is a chances that they can also be catch hold. So taking into consideration, they also try to adopt the methodology like changing the IP address or by different means, so that their presence is not going to be disclosed with anybody. So cyber criminals organizations are successful because they know who to attack. They have the technical resources to create new and increasingly more capable attack methods, and they often are highly collaborative in nature. So that is something which is there. And if you go through the types of malware, how this the sabotage, or how the problem used to occur as far as the cyber security is concerned, as far as cyber threat is concerned, I think ransomware is blackmails you, spyware steals your data, adware spams with your ads with the help of ad. That these spams used to come, and the moment you click on the spams, you will be in the trouble zone. So worms spread across the computers, Trojan sneak malware onto your PC, and when you talk about the botnets, turn your PC into a zombie. So this is one of the way by which the hackers used to hack the website or the particular portal, or the hardware devices or the servers, and then the problem start the moment they catch hold the problem, and then they do it. So a well-protected business has the potential to be confident and the most innovative. The smartness business don't just manage cyber risk, They use it as a source of growth and market edge. Technology makes many things possible, but possible does not always mean safe. As cyber threats grow in volume and sophistication, and technology becomes essential for meeting the needs of your customers, employees, suppliers, and society, your cybersecurity must build resilience and trust. That is more important, and that is the reason the United Nations had created a phenomena called GDPR, General Data Protection Regulators. So it's a moral duty of the organization, it's a moral duty of the enterprise to secure the data of their customers, their employees, and the third party, so that their suppliers, so that the data is going to be in the safe zone. So what is cybersecurity? Now I think cybersecurity is the practice of protecting critical systems and sensitive information from digital attacks, also known as information technology security. Cybersecurity measures are designed to combat threats against network systems and applications, whether those threats originate from inside or outside of an organization. So it's not like that every time the cyber threat is coming from outside. Maybe some internal issues can also generate, and this can create a problem. So if you see the evolution of cybersecurity, I think cybersecurity practices continue to evolve as the internet and digitally dependent operations develop and change. So according to SecureWorks, people who study cybersecurity are turning more of their attention to the two areas in the following sections: the Internet of Things and the explosion of data. So if you talk about the Internet of Things, individual devices that connect to the internet or other networks, often an access point for hackers. Intelligence reports that in 2019, hackers increasingly targeted smartphone and Internet of Things devices such as smart TV, voice assistants, connected baby monitors, and cell phones. So hackers who successfully compromise a connected home not only gain access to users' Wi-Fi credentials, but may also gain access to their data such as medical records, bank statements, and website login information. The explosion of data. Data storage on devices such as laptops and cell phones makes it easier for cyber attackers to find an entry point into a network through personal device. For example, in the May 2019 book, Exploding Data, Reclaiming Our Cybersecurity in the Digital Age, we have seen that how the pervasive exposure of individuals' personal information, which has become increasingly vulnerable to cyber attacks. So consequently, companies and government agencies need maximum cybersecurity to protect their data and operations. Understanding how to address the latest evolving cyber threats is essential for cybersecurity purposes. So cybersecurity professionals continually defend computer systems against different types of cyber threats. Cyber attacks hit business and private systems every day, and the variety of attacks has increased quickly. According to former Cisco CEO John Chambers, there are two types of companies: those that have been hacked and those who do not yet know they have been hacked. So the problem is not yet resolved, but it's there. So there are certain the issues which is there, like the certain organizations which have affected by the cyber attacks, and there are certain organizations which are not familiar with that. So awareness, or education, or the learning is quite important. What we can say, we have to know about that, how the cyber security is going to be work, and that is more important. So a lot of the brainstorming sessions inside the organization, outside the organization, and navigation is need to be done, so that the people who are working in the organization, they are familiar with the kinds of cyber attacks. So the motives for cyber attacks are many. One is money. Cyber attackers may take a system offline and demand payment to restore its functionality. Ransomware, an attack that requires payment to restore services, is now more sophisticated than ever. So computer security, cyber security, or information technology is the protection of computer systems and networks from information disclosure, theft of or damage to their hardware, software, or electronic data, as well as from the disruption or misdirection of the services they provide. Thus, cybersecurity is the application of technologies, process, and control to protect systems, network programs, devices, and data from cyber attacks. So intention is very clear. It aims to reduce the risk of cyber attacks and protect against the unauthorized exploitation of systems, network, and technologies. The field is becoming increasingly significant due to the continuously expanding reliance on computer system, the internet and wireless network standards such as Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and due to the growth of smart devices including smartphones, televisions and the various devices that constitute the Internet of Things. So it is very clear that the whole world is right now penetrating in an electronic mode, and we have seen that everything is now becoming smart. The voice-based assistants are coming up, which is again, the operating system based or software based. Even, the smartphone are equipped with the operating system like Android. So it's very easy to crack the source code of the operating system, and then from there, the cyber attacks started working. So cybersecurity is also one of the significant challenges in the contemporary world due to its complexity, both in terms of political usage and technology. A vulnerability is a weakness in design, implementation, operation, or internal control. So most of the vulnerabilities that have been discovered are documented in the common vulnerabilities and exposures, which we usually call the CVE database. So an exploitable vulnerability is one for which at least one working attack or exploit exists. Vulnerabilities can be researched, reverse engineered, hunted or exploited using automated tools or customized scripts. To secure a computer system, it is important to understand the attacks that can be made against it, and these threats can typically be classified into one of these categories as follows. So if you see, what exactly we are going to cover in our session today, that is need for cybersecurity and what are the threats like hacking, malware, phishing. We have already talked about the types of malware, either it could be ransomware or the Trojan virus, and stay secure like internet shopping, internet banking. So how we are going to be secure, how we are going to be stay secure, because net banking, wallets, plastic money, and making payment online through NEFT, RTGS is a very common phenomena right now. So what are the do's and don'ts? What are the checklists one has to follow while going for the internet banking that need to be taken care? Internet shopping is something very important, because right now the shopping pedagogy had been changed. It's not like that you are just buying the fast moving consumer goods. You are just doing a lot of things. You are taking the e-services, you are doing a lot of electronic learning, education is going on through online. Then you have the booking tickets of aviation or the travel, and booking the hotels, and the food habit is also changing. Right now we have got a different platforms like Swiggy, Zomato, Food Panda, where you can do the shopping, or you can order the food and it can be delivered at your doorstep within a half an hour or 1 hour. So this kind of thing is there, and in every transaction, in every internet shopping or e-commerce, the banking is involved, the wallet is involved. Either the money is in your wallet or money is in your net banking, and how much secure you are, how much the layer of security you are following. Because if you compare the security with the Western world, I think in India we are following the 2 layers of security. One is when we order the product, we put the CVV number, which is the credit card number given at the back of the credit card, and then the moment you put the CVV number, then they ask for the one-time password, and then the one-time password comes on your mobile, and then from there you extract the one-time password and then put that one-time password on the portal from where you are doing a shopping. So this can make you more secure. So a lot of other security layers are coming up, and in coming days you will find out there could be 2-3 layers of security, people who are doing the shopping. Then personal privacy is very important. I think the data is quite, as I have talked about the big data analytics, I have talked about the gigantic data need to be regulated. We have seen that this public data, or the personal privacy is very important, because the customers are giving the reviews, and these reviews are available or linked with the particular product. And when the new customers or the layman goes for any new product, I think the first thing one is doing that, going through the reviews. And sometimes what happened, the privacy and personal information need to be eradicated, need not to be disclosed, so that the people who are exploring the reviews, they can just explore the reviews and not the data of the individual. So personal privacy is very important. Either it could be the public Wi-Fi, passwords, routers, Internet of Things. Then QR code is something which had come up, which is now more secure. So rather than log in or going through the particular portal, you just scan the QR code and do a lot of things. You can say I'm using my WhatsApp and I want to open it on my desktop. I can scan the QR code and very easily my same WhatsApp number is now coming on my desktop and laptop. And sometimes what happens, I have to pay amount to anybody rather than going to or using the portal. I am just using the QR code, and QR code just redirect me to that to the link of that particular homepage of that individual, and there I will make the payment. So these are the things which is very important, and support and resources are very important. Like how much support is there, and we have seen that this support and the how much the resource is there. So hacking, we have already have a very elaborative session. We have a full-fledged dedicated session which talks about hackers, hacking, and ethical hacking. So if you talk about the hacking, I think the financial thing is that theft, fraud, and blackmail. If you talk about the political, it's a state level military and police, insider business. So hacking is not something which is right now just knocking the doors of the e-commerce portals. It occurs everywhere. I think the neighbor countries want to access some of the information of the defense, so they just hack the defense portals, and from there they can do the thing. So what I mean to say that things are changing, and it's not that some domains which are affected by that. Hacking is now a very common phenomena, and you find out that somewhere it's going on. So either it could be the educational institutions, or it could be the government institutions, or it could be the defense system, or the e-commerce portal. You find out that people are affected by that and hack the portal, I think. And if they have taken the source code, if they extract the consumer data, I think it's really tough for the company to come out from that, and they have to pay the ransom, they have to pay the amount to come out from that. And there are certain cases where you have find out that the virtual currency, the system was hacked by the hackers, and hackers have asked the virtual currency, asked the bitcoins, and the companies have paid. So the bitcoins had been transferred to the particular individuals or to the group of hackers, and then nobody have located them. So this is the thing which is very there, and what to look out for when shopping on the internet. I think there are certain do's and don'ts which one has to follow. Ensure you are on the correct website. HTTPS and the padlock. The S stands for secure. This means you have a secure connection to the website. This should prevent a man-in-the-middle attack. It encrypts your data, and the receiver will be able to decrypt it. But if it's a fraudulent website, they will still obtain your information. So use a credit card, PayPal when conducting online transaction. Wallets are quite secure right now because it can again follow the two layer of security. One is the login, or the 4-digit internet number. Then you have your password, and then sometimes the OTP is also there. So it's quite secure. And Google Wallets, or the Google Pay, Amazon Pay, and some other the big wallet portals are coming up. So this is there. So public Wi-Fi one has to always avoid, because may not be trustworthy. They could share your information to other companies who operate in countries without any data protections. So you may not know who is watching your wireless you are online. So what to do and not to do. Don't use online banking. Use your own data. Don't conduct any purchases. Use a virtual private network. So the model is there. So password advice is that use one password per account. 3 random words in the NCSC advice. Capital, special character, and number is your own choice. So while making a password, I think this is very important, because the people can enter in your portal, in your login to the passwords. So password could be of alphanumeric characters. It could be have a combination of numbers, alphabets, as well as the special characters. So, and there are certain characters which are not available on the keyboard, so you can use those characters, and if you follow this advice, your password security will be significantly increased against a brute force attack, and password managers can be helpful your password. So advice is that in the physical world, we are good at protecting ourselves and our property. We need to replicate this in the digital world. 80% of cybercrime is preventable. So QR code is something which is very important, and update and migrate, activate your firewall. That is more important. Awareness is there. Awareness, I think we know that technology is changing with the change of time. There was a time when technology was just, the computers or, the different aspect. But after a certain time, we observe that technology is now changing. So awareness, training program, how much we are giving training to our employees and making familiar to our customers that how much they are going to be secure themselves. So data encryption, user account privileges, cyber insurance, prepare plan. So that is something which is there. And this cyber security and other aspect is, so what is cyber security threat? I think a cybersecurity threat refers to any possible malicious attack that seeks to unlawfully access data, disrupt digital operations, or damage information. Cyber threats can originate from various actors, including corporate spies, hacktivists, terrorist groups, hostile nation states, criminal organizations, lone hackers, and disgruntled employees. So in recent years, numerous high-profile cyber attacks have resulted in sensitive data being exposed. For example, the 2017 Equifax breach compromised the personal data of roughly 143 million customers, including birth dates, address, and social security numbers in 2018. Marriott International disclosed that hackers accessed its servers and stole the data of roughly 500 million customers. In both instances, the cybersecurity threat was enabled by the organization's failure to implement, test, and retest technical safeguards such as encryption, authentication, and firewalls. Cyber attackers can use an individual's or a company's sensitive data to steal information or gain access to their financial accounts, among other potentially damage actions, which is why cybersecurity professionals are essentials for keeping private data protected. So 7 types of cybersecurity threats are there. I think types of malware I have already talked about, and malware is the malicious software such as spyware, ransomware, virus, and worms. We have taken an example that what comes under the ambit of ransomware, virus, and worms. And malware is activated when a user clicks on a malicious link or attachment which leads to installing dangerous software. Cisco reports that malware, when activated, can block access to key network components, install additional harmful software, covertly obtain information by transmitting data from the hard drive, disrupt individual parts, making the system inoperable. So Emotet, if we talk about the Cyber Security Infrastructure Security Agency, describes Emotet as an advanced modular banking Trojan that primarily functions as a downloader or dropper of other banking Trojans. Emotet continues to be among the most costly and destructive malware. SQL injection, I think the structured query language injection is type of cyber attack that results from inserting malicious code into a server that uses SQL. When infected, the server releases information. Submitting the malicious code can be as simple as entering into a vulnerable website search box. So, if you talk about the password attacks, within the right password, a cyber attacker has access to wealth of information. Social engineering is a type of password attack that data insider defines as a strategy. Cyber attackers user that relies heavily on human interaction and often involves tricking people into breaking standard security practice. So other type of password attacks include accessing a password database, or outright guessing. So denial of services, which we usually call the DOS, is a type of cyber attacks that floods a computer or network so it can respond to requests. A distributed DOS does the same thing, but the attacks originate from a computer network. So cyber attacks often use a flood attack to disrupt the handshake process and carry out a DOS. Several other techniques may be used, and some cyber attackers use the time that network is disabled to launch other attacks. A botnet is a type of DDoS in which millions of systems can be infected with malware and controlled by a hacker, according to Jeff Melnick of Netflix, an information technology security software company. Botnets, sometimes called zombie system, target and overwhelm a target processing capabilities. Botnets are in different geographic locations and hard to trace. So man in the middle, which usually called the MITM attack, occurs when hackers insert themselves into a two-party transaction. So after interrupting the traffic, They can filter and steal data. According to Cisco, MITM attacks often occur when a visitor uses an unsecured public Wi-Fi networks. Attacker inserts themselves between the visitor and the network and then use malware to install software, use data maliciously. So these are certain things which is there, and phishing is very important. Common components of phishing attacks use fake communication such as email to trick the receiver into the opening and carrying out the instruction inside, such as providing a credit card number. The goal is to steal sensitive data like credit card and login information, or to install malware on the victim machines, Cisco reports. So what skills are needed for cybersecurity? The top skills required for cybersecurity jobs are problem solving skills, technical aptitude, because to secure or to make their organization secure, I think, to come out from the cyber threat, the companies are employing the cyber security officers who are skilled with this kind of activity, and they have got technical aptitude, knowledge of security across various platforms, attention to detail, communication skills, fundamental computer forensic skills, a desire to learn, and understanding of hacking. So if you see the prediction of 22 and beyond, I think more attacks will occur on home computers and networks due to the move from work from home model, which we usually call work WFH, fueled by COVID-19, with bad actors taking advantage of unpatched systems and architecture weakness in IoT devices. The rush to cloud everything will cause many security holes, challenges, misconfigurations, and outages. More growth is the security industry. The number of new product and new mergers acquisition will cause network complexity issues and integration problems and overwhelm cyber teams. So privacy will be a mess with user rights, new laws, confusion, and self-regulation failing. Identity, access management, and multi-factor authentication will take center stage as passwords start to go away in a tipping point area. So tons of high-profile Internet of Things hacks, some which will make headline news. Ransomware will get worse and worse with new twist, data stealing paired to encryption, malware packaging with other threats, and very specific targeting of organization. A lot of 5G vulnerabilities will become headline news as the technology grows. Mobile devices, including smartphones, will be attacked in new ways, including app stores. Cryptocurrency will play new roles, with criminals switching often for hiding advantages. As digital transformation projects grow, many plans will improve as security challenges mount. So things are very clear that we will not come out from the cyber threat of cyber security. The reason is very clear, because the technology is changing. With the change of technology, the hackers are more advanced, and we also have to be advanced. So there's a very famous quotation which says that when the thing gets tough, the tough gets going. So we have to be tough as far as security part is concerned. The education, the learning, the training is very important ingredient. I think the budget need to be earmarked inside the organization so that they can fight from cyber threat and cyber hackings. And for that, they have to be quite educated. The training need to be done. The employee need to be educated. So security systems complexity created by disparate technology and lack of in-house expertise can amplify these costs. But organization with comprehensive cybersecurity strategy governed by best practices and automated using advanced analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning can fight cyber threats more effectively and reduce the life cycle and impact of breaches when they occur. Thank you very much. I think the session is quite contemporary, quite important, because cybersecurity is one of the important ingredients when you talk about the e-commerce and how to come out from this cyber threat. I think perpetually we have to do a lot of homework. Perpetually we have to update ourselves. It's not like that you can one time change yourself or take a precaution. That precaution should be in perpetual mode, and it should be in a routine manner. So we have to be quite cautious. Organization has to have certain pedagogy, certain model with them by which they can rectify, by which they can control these threats which are coming from the internal fact sources or from the outside sources. Thank you very much.